إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد إن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Brothers and sisters in Islam, there is a word that is used a lot because it is a matter of grave importance in people's lives. It is called religion. People have different meanings and definitions of this word, religion. Well, if you look in the dictionary, they define religion as something. They define, not us. I'm giving you the perspective from other people. This is the Oxford Dictionary, and they say religion is something which is monastic, ritualistic, something that has a bunch of rituals, devotion to some superior being. Could be God, gods, goddesses, whatever. Depends on what the person believes in. And many followers of their religions or faiths, that would be a better word to use. Many faiths, they preach that in order to be religious, you have to denounce the world. You have to denounce the world. This is the way to gain closeness to Almighty, or to your God, or your Creator, whoever it is, according to them. Not just one, many faiths. I'm not going to mention their names. In fact, the one who stays more away from dunya, in celibacy or in a monastery, they will say he's a man of God. He has left this dunya. He has left this world. He's a man of God. Now, what is our religion? Our religion has a name. Allah has chosen that name for us. We did not give it that name. We did not call that name. Allah says, "Huwa sammakum al-muslimin." The followers of this faith are Muslims. Inna ad-deena 'inda Allah al-Islam. Deen, the religion in the eyes of Allah, according to Allah, is Islam. According to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this deen al-Islam is devotion, submission to will of one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a way of life, code of conduct, behavior. Means it covers both aspects of life. A human being's life, which have spiritual and physical aspects. It covers both. It is not monastic. Spiritual aspects are our beliefs and our worships, aqidah and ibadah, or our aqaid and ibadat, beliefs and worships. And the physical aspect of it is the mu'amalat. Mu'amalat, our day-to-day affairs. Day-to-day affairs, daily life matters. They are all part of the deen, part of the religion. For example, take the example of marriage. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "O you people, whosoever has the means to get married should get married. It will help him lower his gaze and guard his chastity." And he also said, it's half of the deen. How come? Because today, even today and before, and maybe more in the future, problems of this world, one of the social problems of this world, which is, I would say, half of the problem, is the promiscuity, the fornication, the adultery, zina, gambling, homosexuality. These are the problems of this world. So half of the problem will be solved if someone got married, a believer. And why it's not monastic? Some women came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and they complained to him about their husbands who were not giving them their rights. They said, we're going to fast all day and we're going to pray all night and we're not going to come near our wives. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said more or less, he said, I got married and I consumed the relationship. And I fast and I break my fast. And I pray and I sleep. Sometimes he stands up at night and sometimes he sleeps. And he says, whosoever does not follow my sunnah is not part of me. So, it confirms that religion is not monastic. And it does not mean that you have to leave everything and be in a place where you're not dealing with anything. You will not gain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by doing this. Religion, our deen, Islam, is deen and dunya both. You have to live in this life and live it accordingly. Every role of life, whether you are a brother or you are a sister, your father, your husband, you are a leader, whoever you are as an individual or in a community, in a society, social level, in a global level, every aspect and every role of life, Islam has a say on it. Islam has dealt with it, and it is very well part of Islam. If you take all these roles away from Islam, then there is no Islam. Islam has both spiritual and physical aspects. Both. So, the bottom line is that someone cannot claim to be a good Muslim without applying deen in all walks of life, in all matters of life. And people have done this before us. And the best one who did it is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The best example. The best one who lived every role of society. Who put example for us in every walk of life. That is Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Be it a role of a family person, as a father, or as a husband, or as a leader, as an administrator, all of these roles, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has done his best. So we cannot claim that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's role is only spiritual. His role is spiritual and also dunyavi, both deen wa dunya. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived both the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted from him. So if we want to know the mansha of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wish of Allah, the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept something from me, How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept whether it is correct or not correct, whether it is deen, whether it is dunya, it is through Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he lived it. And if Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had not done that, this verse will not be in the Quran. This coming verse. Quran will not have this ayah, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that I have been pleased with Islam as a way of life for you. Deen, scholars agree. Open any tafsir, brothers and sisters, that will tell you deen means the way of life. It's not rituals only. Having said that, I hope we all agree or understand at least that our deen has an implication in every walk of life, in every matter of life. Look at the current affairs. Having said that, look at the current affairs. What is happening around us? Especially, at least in this country. Go back to the last year, a few months ago, maybe 8 months, 9 months, May, June, controversy of the masjid arose. We were building a masjid and not everybody, the manipulators were talking about it. That these people should be stopped from their constitutional right. As if we are some second-class members or third-class members of the society. A lot of manipulation happened. And then the terror attack attempt in New York City. A failed attempt. Quite strongly highlighted. But what was not highlighted a few months ago, last year, during these events, will interest you. That there was a militia here, in this state, armed militia, planning to attack the government buildings, government officials, kill them. But it did not make that much of a news in the mass media. Another incident, I'm going through these things quickly. A person flew his plane into IRS building. A very tiny news came. And I said, I hope it's not a Muslim name. Even if it's a third, second generation Muslim, something will pop up and it will become a highlighted issue. And of course it was not a Muslim, so it didn't make it to that level of seriousness. And now, today, they're having debates, hearings about radical Islam. Brothers and sisters, you have to open your eyes and ears. 10 years ago, it started with extremism and terrorism was the word. The shift is taking place. Slowly, the word radical has been put with Islam. And very soon, it will be just Islam. These are the facts. If you don't believe me, another fact for you. We had a group here from the college. The professor said, she was following this news. She's in the education. So, Texas Board of Education is discussing to eliminate anything that has to do with Islam from their textbooks. Texas State. Now, it might interest you that most of the publications, most of you are, mashallah, literate people, educated people. Look at the back of your books. Where are they published? Most of the publications happen in Texas. And now you can predict that if this passes, what will happen? Or if that passes, which is happening right now, some laws are passed and what will happen? Now, what is our affair? What are we doing about it? Some of us are saying, oh, this is just the media brainwashing. They always do that. Oh, really? Is that it? Is that only it? Some will say, oh, let us go out and do some protests. That will give them a hard message. Okay? And only a handful are thinking that based on these series of these events, what will happen? What will happen in the future to the Muslims, the millions of Muslims living in this country? And not only here, it will affect globally. It will shape the opinion globally, because this country today is the center of all the cultural activities. There's a cultural following, dominant culture. So whatever is believed here will travel through the media, through the mainstream, through the tubes, any kind of tube, the big tube that you have sitting in your living room, or the little tube that you watch on the internet. It will travel in seconds and minutes. And you will say, wow, how did it happen? On the other hand, we would like to sit in front of the television and just watch the game. Today it's basketball, tomorrow is soccer, then day after, or month after, or 2 months after, it's another game, then it's cricket, then it's another game, and on and on and on. Today there's another star favorite for you, today there's another musician favorite for you, tomorrow there will be another one, there will be another one. Every time they will give you something to follow, so that you keep yourself busy. Brothers and sisters, situation is very serious about ourselves. I don't care what they're doing. They will do what they have to do. We look at the addiction of television. Yes, it is an addiction. Researches have been done by the people of the media. Books have been written on this. I don't have to go into that. Today's surveys say that the youth, average youth, is watching 30 hours of television per week. That makes more than 1,000 hours per year, average. And then, what are the school hours for this youth? 900 to 1,000 hours. Actual hours of education in the school. There's a full-time job someone doing out there. You're thinking your television set is babysitting your child. No, it's not just babysitting. And by the way, 70% of the daycares, they're using television as a tool to keep the kids busy. I was listening to a discussion, and a children's psychologist was talking about advertisements targeted toward the children as young as 2-year-old. And the interviewer asked that, isn't that unethical? The person paused. He didn't have an answer for a second. He said, well, if we didn't do it, someone else would do it. It's unethical. It's unethical because you are putting something on the innocent brains, who do not know what to choose, what's right and what's wrong for them. You don't believe me? Turn on the television. Look at the kids' channels. What kind of advertisements come? What kind of programs are coming there? And some of us still believe, oh, I am immune from this. I don't get brainwashed. You're immune, yet you're wearing the Ray-Ban glasses and driving the luxurious car. You think you're immune? What taught you that this is the right thing, this is the best fashion for you? How did you learn that? And you're immune? There is manipulation at every level. Every one of us at some point gets manipulated. Thousands of ads you see every day. When someone walks on the street wearing a Nike shirt, that's an advertisement. That person does not know he's being robbed. He's advertising for free. The company does not have to put billboards and TV ads. They will sell you the shirts and they make you advertise it. You think it's cool. You're wearing Nike. Everybody's seeing it. You're thinking you're showing off. No, you're advertising. That's quite un-American because nothing is free in America. Very interesting. Now, brothers, if we go up toward the hierarchy, upward toward the pyramid, The service workers are watching under 30 hours a week television. Managers, 20 hours or less. The company heads and CEOs, they're watching from 2 to 10 hours a week. So movers and shakers of this society are busy spreading evil, manipulation, their own agenda, their own policies. And here we are sitting, sleeping in our sleep. Drunk in the addiction. This is an addiction. If we did not come out of it, it will be too late. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. إن الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. Now, brothers and sisters, we have to look for a solution of this. That what is the solution? What shouldn't be done and what should be done? What cannot be or what should not be done and what can be done here? One thing is that you cannot just decide that, okay, from today I am deciding to be secular and just blend in the society as much as I can and I should be okay. It's not going to work because that's not real. That's not even secularism. Islam has covered every aspect of life. If you choose that I want to be non-religious, only concerned with the dunya affairs, Islam has a concern with dunya affairs also. So you cannot choose that. You cannot say, well, Ram is God and Rahman is also God, so Ram and God or Ram and Rahman is the same thing, or or Buddha is a God also, so this will please some people. No, this is hypocrisy. This is not the solution. You're actually changing the whole track of your life. You cannot do that. Or let me change my name. We have an identity crisis in the Ummah. Ask your children, how many of them feel shy to tell others that they're Muslims? Not only children, us. I have seen this. I have seen this not once, not twice, many, many, many times, that we do not want the co-worker to know that I am a Muslim. Why? Have you stolen something? Have you bombed a building? Have you killed someone? You are a productive member of this society. Not just an equal member. You have done a lot of contribution towards this society. Just look at yourself. Look what you have done in this society. You are a doctor, someone is a physician, someone is a lawyer, someone is in the school, someone is a professor, someone is a very brilliant, bright student. Why he should hide that I'm a Muslim? Why? Why should he change his name? Muhammad, a lot of times say, call me Mo. He will say, call me Mo, brother. That's easy for you. How many people have told you, call me this instead of this? It's, why do we feel ashamed or shy to tell others about Islam? Because if we kept doing that, it will give a wrong message. We cannot do that. We have to interact with people. Every one of us, through our actions. Yes, people should not understand Islam based on what people do. But believe me or not, that is how Islam was spread. Sahaba, radiallahu anhum ajma'in, the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they went all over the world. What kind of war took place? What kind of battle took place in the countries like Far East, Indonesia, Malaysia, or many parts of Africa? No battles took place. These people became Muslim because of the actions of the Muslims. When they saw Muslims, they said, oh, this is a Muslim? Wow, I want to be like him. That's how people will judge you. That's how people will judge the faith. No matter how many times you tell them, they will make a judgment about you or about your religion based on what you do, based on what we do. I was driving on one road here, and it was outside a church. There was this writing on one of the boards. It said that actions speak louder than the words. Very, very, very true. Actions speak louder than the words. Amr bil ma'ruf wa nahi 'anil munkar. This is the fundamental part of our deen. promoting goodness and prohibiting evil. When people are doing propaganda, why don't you talk to your coworker that, hey, did you see what's going on in the news? Oh, this is not the fact. Let me tell you this. Let me give you some facts. Some of them are going as far as showing people's comments that 80% of the people who go to the mosque are radicals. Sooner or later, they will make people believe that maybe 100% of them, whoever goes to a mosque is a radical. Look in the communist world, what happened with the Muslims. Don't want to believe in the Muslim stories, believe in the Jewish stories. What happened in Germany? It's not that Hitler stood up one day and said, let's go kill Jews. It was slowly build up situation. I'm not arguing about what happened and how it happened, but there was some kind of brainwashing that took place over the time. We have to understand that. And communist world, what they did with the Muslims, how Muslims were banned even to pray. It did not start on the very first day. That, okay, anyone who's a Muslim is not going to the masjid. It didn't start like that. Muslims have to speak up. Muslims have to educate their co-workers, their friends, their classmates, wherever they find an opportunity. I'm not saying that everyone should become a preacher. I'm not saying that. There are many opportunities where you should be ahead of others. Like, for example, the Hurricane Katrina. When it came, Muslims were ahead of many other people. Muslims were one of the first people who reached there to help others. And that gave a message to the society that, hey, these are the real Muslims. What they are saying is not true. Like now, tsunami is happening. A huge catastrophe has happened in Japan, and they're saying it could be hitting the West Coast. We should be saddened about it. And we should help if we can, whenever there is an opportunity. That action will give a message about Islam, that this is the message of Islam, that no matter who is the poor, no matter who is the hungry, no matter who is the needy, you help regardless. That is the message of Islam. This is where you don't have to know a lot of Quran or Sunnah or a Hadith, you just have to do the action. Don't just put it on one person, oh, we have an Imam, let's send him to every other place and this and that. You can't use one person for everything. Everyone has to involve. People have to volunteer. Talk to your co-workers. Tell them, discuss with them. Because if you kept hiding, then sooner or later you will be spotted. If you kept hiding, you will be spotted. Oh, there's a Muslim. May Allah protect us and save us from that time. I hope, inshallah, there's always hope. Just remember, there's always hope. We are the people of hope. We should never lose hope. Because this deen is all about hope. But to get that hope, we cannot live in fool's paradise. We have to do something about it to get to that hope, inshallah. And the good news is that despite all of that, Islam is still the fastest growing religion, not just in America, but all over the world. It will still grow. It will still grow. Allah will replace people. If we are bad, Allah will replace us with better people. He has said this in the Quran. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all and protect the Muslim Ummah. And inshallah, I hope we can do something better to give, to educate people around us as much as we can, inshallah, about this deen. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم فادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون وأقم الصلاة.